Welcome into Carpooling with Ben. Today I am so thrilled to have this. I mean, this is a special guest, probably the biggest guest I've ever had, like most popular.
Oh, stop it.
Gorgeous. She's very talented from ABC6, Miss Christina Myers. Hi. Hi, welcome to the car.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad we got to do this. Now, we were supposed to do this a few weeks ago, and this is a very interesting point. We had to hold off because you, and this is really cool because I've seen photos on Twitter and everything of you doing chores in like workwear.
Yes.
You own a horse.
I do.
And the horse got he was a little sick. Or she?
Yeah, she.
Yep. What's her name?
Her name's Autumn.
Okay.
And she is a chestnut mare.
Oh.
And, which can, if you know horses at all, they can be a little bratty. The mares, first of all.
Okay.
Female horse. And then the chestnuts, like us redheads, tend to be a little fiery, so
right?
Sometimes she can be a little bratty.
Nothing wrong with that.
But no, she was just having some issues that day, and we got her back to health. They like to scare you,
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a horse. I adopted her out in Tucson, Arizona, where I was working at the time.
Okay.
And trucked her all the way out here with me.
Did you drive the
I
truck?
did not do it.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I
You should have rode the horse back. That would have been cool.
That's what everybody said. If I didn't have so much stuff, I could have done that, but I don't travel so lately.
Horseback riding with Ben. You could do a whole
There we go.
series there.
Dang, we missed the opportunity.
I know.
Today.
It'd probably be smoother than some of these streets in downtown Providence. I mean, hello. But so you're originally from Rhode Island.
I am.
So what was your path to get back here? Because you went to school for journalism.
Right.
Where'd you go to school?
Hofstra University on Long Island, New York.
All right.
And then I actually came back here for my first job out of school working for PRO, WPRO News Talk.
Yep.
And I started on the web there, ended up becoming the weekend anchor and weekday reporter after I actually helped break a story in Cranston. So they kind of...
What story was it?
It was do you remember the feuding neighbors, the Cranston feuding neighbors? They were fighting over a tree in somebody's backyard.
Oh, yes.
One guy posted a sign, glad you have cancer, hope you die. Very nice stuff.
Some of the best happy memories.
Welcome to Rhode Island. No, it's terrible.
Just get along, people. Seriously.
Right?
My goodness.
It's just, and he was frustrated, and so nobody could get the guy who had originally posted the sign to talk because, he started getting protesters outside of his house. So I went, covered the protest, and then I was young, and my mom wasn't too happy about this one, but I waited until all of the news crews left, and it was dark, and it was probably 10:30 at night or something, and I went and just knocked on his door.
You're from Rhode Island,
he let me in.
That's all right. That's
my
cool.
hometown, too. He's from Cranston.
All right,
so
okay. Well, there you go. Cranston East to Cranston West.
I actually went to LaSalle. I knew it was coming.
Sorry.
I know.
We have a bakery across the street. I don't know if you noticed.
We go there sometimes after school.
Or every day.
Maybe. That or Dunkin' Donuts.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, we'll pass like 70 in a 5-minute span of the taping here.
So it's actually disappointing we only had one that close to the high school. So.
All right. Yes, those were the good old days. So you Hofstra, and then where did you go for your after WPRO?
Right. So I wanted to jump into TV, so I kind of just started putting feelers out pretty much anywhere because I wanted to move just somewhere new. I've always been. That was kind of one of the things that attracted me to the job. I like just going new places with no idea of what to expect or anything and just experiencing it. So put out feelers, really didn't care where. Ended up on Wichita Falls, Texas, which is a really small town right on the Oklahoma border, 2 hours north of Dallas. Is
I hear it's lovely there this time of year.
This time of year
the foliage is just gorgeous.
Yeah, no, not so much. They were in a horrible drought at that point, and it's hot. Summers are always over 100 degrees almost every day. So
how did you do with that?
It was tough.
Okay.
I don't know, you just go through. I was so, like I said, I was young, and I was so happy to be in the business doing what I love that it was like I would deal with, because sweating through an entire outfit.
Now you mentioned it before, you're a redhead, and redheads typically have fair skin.
Yes.
So did you just wear like one of those NASA like space suits out there?
I was just in a cooling machine the entire time.
You walked around like a giant hot pocket.
I don't know why nobody wanted to talk to me for their stories. It was so weird.
They thought you were just working out some, some plutonium there.
They thought it was an alien,
exactly.
probably.
Yeah, whatever works.
And so then from there, I decided to go even hotter and go to the desert, and I went to Tucson, Arizona.
All right.
But actually, weather-wise, it's actually nicer because I didn't believe in a dry heat until I moved there. I'm like, no, that can't actually make that much of a difference. Completely. I would take over 100 degrees dry heat there than like a 90 humid day here.
All right.
It's totally different.
So when Chelsea Priest or any of the other fine weather associates you have over there,
Yes.
you know, come in with like, we got a heat wave and this and that. You're like, psst,
Heat wave.
whatevs.
Yeah.
Can handle this. This is no big deal. So Wichita Falls, then you went to Arizona, and then from Arizona, did you come here?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
That's great.
I know. So it was actually a way quicker track than I ever expected, and it was really neat to be able to come back and
And
my
from
family.
here right to New York, ladies and
We'll
gentlemen.
see.
You're going to see her on Good Morning America real soon. What is it that attracted you to come back here, aside from it being home? For you, you know, being in news and being a reporter, I mean, what was it that, you know, attracted you back to here?
I mean, it's twofold. So on the personal side, like I said, coming back, being with my family, just missing the day-to-day stuff. You know, I was able to come home for holidays and stuff, but missing just a weekend party or anything. And, you know, and then my grandparents getting older and that kind of thing, and wanting to have like a good chunk of time again with them.
Sure.
Because again, this business is so crazy. I don't know where I'll end up next, and if
Right.
I'll end up staying, whatever. I have no idea. And so I couldn't let that opportunity pass by. And then on the work side of it, first of all, it was an incredible opportunity to be home and be the evening anchor. So it was a
Sure.
right step up at
Working with
that
John
time.
DeLuca, he's a great
Working
guy.
with John DeLuca,
Yeah,
which
he's a staple in Rhode Island.
Oh my goodness. And fun fact, my audition, I had to kind of just separate myself because this was somebody that I watched
Sure.
not growing up,
Right,
you know, when I was older,
absolutely.
but once I had been in the business and I'd be home and I'm sitting there watching, and so sitting down with somebody that you have looked up to and auditioning with him, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, just pretend it's not him. And now we have such a great working relationship.
Absolutely.
We're so close. And
you got, I mean, when you're doing the news, you know, for the on TV, the broadcasts, you know, it's one thing. You know, you have to read the prompter. You kind of stick to the story.
Right.
But you guys are really the first station to embrace the whole Facebook Live on a regular basis, and not just doing it in a way where, you know, hey, we're going to be on for a minute for Facebook Live. Here's what we're working on, and you know, see you at 11. You guys actually talk to people.
Yeah.
You react and respond to people when they bring up different topics online, and you keep it light and fun, and you let your personal side show, which, yeah, maybe 20 years ago was kind of the cardinal rule. Like, you know, always separate yourself from the story. You know, you're here to report the facts and everything, but you're a human,
right.
You're a real girl. You know, I mean, it's like, and that's, which I think is great. That face is kind of creepy. You know, Hasbro. Come on, guys.
Scare the kids. It's
Absolutely.
perfect.
Why don't they have a giant game of Hungry Hippos out in front of their town?
Because no one would get any work done ever.
Who
They would just
cares?
be there all
I mean, that'd
day.
be great.
I would be. They'd be
A
like, oh,
giant
we have nobody to anchor the news.
Giant life-size Connect 4, you know?
Awesome.
All that stuff would be so
Really
great.
cool.
But, so I love what you guys do with the
Thank
Facebook
you.
Live. Are you having fun with it?
Oh my gosh, we love it. Well, because that's the thing is that, like I said, with John and I being so close, and we are obviously constantly talking to each other off the air, and
Sure.
you don't get that chance during the newscast. There's a certain amount of time, and you know, your producers always wanting things to go quickly, and I totally get that. So they've been great giving us kind of our free reign to. At first, they started like, oh, let's keep it within 10 minutes, and then we're like, we can't even get through one topic in 10 minutes. So now they've kind of just been like, all right, just do what you want. It seems to be working. I love that we're getting this engagement from people, and they're asking questions, or they're giving us their input on the story. And you're right about, you know, it's kind of a weird place that we're still figuring out day to day as far as what journalists' role are in our country, and in informing the public, and then also, as you said, keeping the fact that you are a human being and you are affected by these stories. That's the thing too, is pretty much everything we report on is something that affects us personally as well. Right. So we kind of have to, like I said, it's just kind of this thing that we're looking at day to day now, because it's changing so quickly with social media and everything like that. People are much more involved in our lives now than they were even, say, 10 years ago.
Sure.
So I think they feel a more personal connection to us, and I think they can kind of see through if we are totally 100% just sticking to this and not showing that personal side at all. Right. So you still have to keep that where you're not biased, because again, with, you know, media credibility being brought up more and more, you want to stick with that you can see both sides of the story. And I have to say, that's one of the one things that attracted me to journalism, is that I've kind of always been that type. Like, even as a kid, I was kind of always like the mediator of things, because I really could see both sides. Sure. And sometimes, you know, I can't make a decision, which I think it's good for the job, though, so it works out.
Absolutely. Well, you're just there to convey the information, and I think it's great what you guys do.
Thank you.
carrying on the conversation a little further during the broadcast. I think it's great, with the Facebook Lives and everything. So we're at the end of summer.
Mm-hmm.
So have you crossed everything off your bucket list for summer?
Oh.
Trips to the beach.
Yep.
Dells.
Yes.
Iced coffee.
So I don't drink coffee, which is a really weird thing.
How did you get through journalism school?
That's what everybody says. They're like, how do you get through life without drinking coffee?
How are you as an intern? I mean, if you don't drink coffee, I'm sorry, you can't make coffee well if you're an intern. I know.
Well, I lucked out with my internships, actually. I was very specific in choosing the ones that I would not be making coffee
You would only intern for a vegan. So.
Yeah. Only non-coffee drinkers.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, no. I had like very hands-on internships that I actually got to put like a reel together in school and stuff like that. So I can actually say I survived all of my internships without getting coffee once.
Wow.
I know.
That's an achievement.
I think I got more coffee for people once I actually started working than interning.
All right.
I've done my fair share of that.
Yeah, you're fine. You're doing fine. So you got no iced coffee.
No.
All right.
No.
Ice cream.
Yep.
Are you a fan of ice cream?
Very. You have to have the right mood striking me. So I've gone camping a couple times in Maine in the summer.
Okay.
And that's one of the things. There's like this really cute place that's right by the camper. It's called like Schoolhouse Ice Cream. It's old converted schoolhouse, which makes sense. And their ice cream is so good. So whenever I go up there, I have to get it.
All right. For me, a right time for ice cream is anytime.
Always.
Yeah. It's fine. It can be breakfast.
Wow.
Lunch. Yeah.
You know, we did a story about eating ice cream for breakfast can make you more intelligent. I don't know
why I'm brilliant.
I wouldn't follow that advice at all. I'm not gonna lie, before reading that on air, I had to go and do my own independent research and then found out that it was a study that was, lo and behold, sponsored by a Japanese like candy company. I'm like,
sure,
wow.
Why not? Well, it's if they're gonna sponsor anything, that's the deal.
That might have something to do with skewing that just a little bit.
That's awesome. That's great. So coming into the fall,
Mm-hmm.
What do you look forward to the most?
Oh my gosh, fall is my favorite season of the year.
Clearly by the name of the horse.
And it's right. And it's one of the biggest things that I missed about here too. Like I love summers in Rhode Island, of course, especially the two places I was where there really wasn't many beaches, water, really many places. So
salt water is good for the soul.
Yes, I just really miss, and just the views, like eating dinner out by the water, even if it's like a little cooler or whatever. But fall in New England is my absolute favorite. I just love the temperatures where it's still warm out during the day, but it's not hot.
Right.
I can get stuff done because, again, having to go to the barn, take care of the horse, you know, I'm pretty active during the day, so I like to be comfortable, and I like chilly nights. I do like where just at nighttime, you know, you got to bundle up a little bit, and plus
it's good sleeping weather.
Yes, exactly. And then fall activities. I love Halloween because I love dressing up. I acted in school, and so that's kind of my little one time a year chance to play a character again.
Cool.
And yeah, like just the foliage, and just love so much. I'm excited.
All right, very good, very good. Any fun big trips coming up soon? I mean, you're gonna go take 3 weeks off and tour the islands of Greece.
So wow, now I'm like second guessing my plans because that sounds amazing.
I might have to. I was just going to take a trip down to Watch Hill, but now they say Greece. Let's go on a Mediterranean cruise. Why not?
I might have to ask for 3 more weeks off though to do that.
We'll put it right in, Chris. Put it through. Just make it happen, all right?
Chris.
That's what I'm
Ben
doing.
says.
That's right.
Ben says.
Who's Ben?
We'll just show him this video.
Why did you get in that Uber ride? I don't understand. So
I really think that's the thing, by the way. You should just pick up people and just not even explain the camera.
Well, yeah, just go with it. So pay no attention to Nick, Ron, and Pete sitting in the back seat.
No.
That's right. It's cool. Just leave them there. They're sponsors. So
they're nice.
Yeah, they're good guys.
They're quiet, actually.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely. That's what happens. So I have to remove hair as it continues, and like, wow, look at this! Oh, activity!
I thought we were gonna get in trouble.
No, we're fine.
I thought you heard that you thought I was being kidnapped.
Absolutely right. There's an APB going out from the WLNE desk. Have you seen our anchor, please? So that's right. Bring her back.
So no Greece, but I wish. But I have a wedding coming up in October, so we'll be flying out for that college friend out in Canton, Ohio. And so a couple of my college friends are going out there. That'll be fun. And then one of my best friends from Texas, who I met working down there, is coming out in September because she went to school at BU. Oh gosh. Please don't include this part because it's my best friend. She's going to be so mad. I can't remember if it's Emerson or BU. I think it's BU. Anyways, in Boston.
Both great schools. Aren't they really just the same, though?
Are they? They're like attached or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Boston, they all work
Boston
together.
College.
Whatever.
That's
She's wicked smart. It's fine.
Wicked smart. So she loves fall in New England as well. So I figured it would be a perfect time for her to come out. And she hasn't been out here, I think, since graduating. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so it'll be fun.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me in the car today and taking a quick ride. We've got to get you back.
Yes.
Do the news.
I have a newscast to do. A couple of them, actually, today.
Yeah. How many do you do? Like 17, 20, 25 now? What do you?
Just all day. We just go wall-to-wall coverage on everything.
Anything and everything that's happening.
Let's just take a look in Warwick now. Is anything? Nothing?
Let's go to the official state pothole tally. Here we are. There's another one.
Many to count.
Oh, my goodness. It's brutal, but hopefully they're getting better.
Yes, they are.
Christina, thank you. And as a parting gift, even though you're not a mommy of children, you are a mother to a nice horse. So a copy of Because Your Mommy Does CrossFit. There you go. There you go. It's a very interesting read. It works, especially if your table is crooked or something. You can just slide one copy over there.
I couldn't do that today. I didn't expect gifts. I didn't bring you anything.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. Just retweet, post this, and share this everywhere. All right. Christina, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it.